Hello and welcome back everyone. Angela here. Good to have you join me on this little gloomy Sunday that we're having here. I've had to put the light on because it's only 1 o'clock and it's already gloomy. That's the joys of the winter and autumn months, isn't it? Right, I've got a quick and easy little video for you today, so I hope that you're excited to follow along. So I'm going to get straight to it. I just want to say while I'm gathering my goodies here, to anyone who's here for the first time or new to my channel, very warm welcome to you guys. I hope that you're going to feel inspired. Now, as you know, we're starting with our autumn journal. I actually, on Tuesday, I'm going to bring you a follow-up really to the video I'm going to share with you today. But while I was thinking about what I wanted to do, I thought I better share with you the little quick and easy bit that's going to sort of feature in the one that I share with you on Tuesday. And Tuesday's video, I have an example to share with you in both the bird and the bees theme and the autumn journal theme. All right, so without talking too much any further, I want to get to it. Right, I wanted to make these journal cards, but I asked you to have a look and collect. Let me just grab this here. Some of the autumn leaves that you would have seen around. Now, it doesn't matter if you don't have autumn leaves. I'm going to share with you an alternative as well. But if you have collected some of these, this is a great opportunity to use them and let them feature in your journal. All right, so what I did was I was busy making something with a envelope, as I do, and I needed a little journal card. And instead of just taking a piece of paper, I thought to myself, no, I'm not going to just take a printed piece and make it easy. I'm going to make life really hard for myself, and I want to use some of those autumn leaves I've asked you guys to collect. So that's what I have done. All right, so this particular one is going to fit into a envelope that's slightly bigger than this, my hair on the table. So this particular journal card here is 4 inches by 5 1/4. All right, so that's what we're looking at here. So that's 10 centimeters that way, and I think it's about 13 and a quarter centimeters that way. All right, now I wanted to make sure that it fitted inside my window. It's pointless me giving you the dimensions because every envelope is different, even here. So I took my I made a little template for myself of the window on the actual envelope that I'm using. This is just a piece of packaging. I've just cut it out just so that I know this is the size, and I've then placed it where I need that to go. So when I slide my card into my envelope, I can see where that needs to go. And what I've then done is I have then drawn a pencil line around here. Now it is so faint you can hardly see, but I do actually have a pencil line, and that's going to be my guideline. Now I'm only doing that because of this is going to go into a specific project, but we're going to make other things now today that you don't need to do that. And of course, if you're just making journal cards to put into your journal, you don't need to do that specifically. It's just that I wanted this to feature those. Right, so I've got, this is one of the background pages from that kit. I have then covered it with some more recycled packaging, but any card will do. All right, don't be afraid to use up things with the sort of grey or brown card. You can always add a copy paper sheet of a printed background to go over that. Make use of that card. You know, cards are not cheap, and if you've got something you can use, why not? Right, I've grabbed 3 leaves here now. And these are the ones that I have been drawing from my walks with Abby. And I wanted to arrange these on here. So I'm just going to take my Fabri-Tac, and I'm going to just decide now and arrange these within the little framework that I've made. But of course, as I said, you don't have to have it within a specific framework. It's just that this is going to be something that I'm going to use, and I'll share that with you on Tuesday. So I'm looking at something like that. All right, so I am just going to take the glue and I'm going to stick this down here. So I thought I'd do this first of all, show you how I did these, because they'll make a an appearance along the lines as I'm doing various projects. And I didn't want you to not be able to do what I'm doing because you're following along with what I'm doing. So if that makes sense at all. Right, so obviously, you know, you want to protect the leaves as well. So we will add to that. We'll deal with that in a moment. Right, so I'm just putting some glue onto these leaves. And hopefully they stick the leaves down. Hopefully. You know, you can always cut the stalks off if you like. Just trying to get this within my framework lines as much as I possibly can. And it doesn't matter if something's not going to stick right. We're going to deal with that in a minute. So don't worry too much. I'm trying to also vary the colors here. So I did manage to find some nice small ones as well. And I wish that I'd picked up more small ones. But there we go. We have what we have. So I've just got these 3 leaves. And as I say, if you don't have autumn leaves, I will show you what you can do as an alternative. Right, so we've got those down there. I want to wipe off this glue. It's a good thing about Fabri-Tac. It just makes little circles and it just all comes off. There we go. Right, so we've got our little leaves sort of stuck down in place more or less. All right, and then it's as simple as this. I have just taken some acetate, which I bought on a roll actually. And I'll put this on my Amazon. I got this from Amazon and I've had it a while and I couldn't find it for ages. But I found it this morning and I thought, yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. So this is acetate. You can get it in packaging. You don't have to use acetate. You can use film from packaging. You can use vellum. You can use whatever you have. So don't feel that you're limited to things. Go and have a look what you do have. You know, you could stick lace over there. That would also look good. That quite open lace. All right, so I've just cut this the same size as this card here. Let's see if I got it the right way. That's it. All right, so I've made it the same size. And what I'm going to do now, well, not quite yet, but shortly, I'm going to stitch that in place. And that's going to hold this down and prevent these from getting damaged. But before I do that, I have a little sentiment. Here, a fallen leaf is nothing more than a summer's way of goodbye. And I thought that was perfect for this. So I am going to stick this down. Now, these sentiments come from my Ephemera and Sentiments kit for my Autumn Whisper kit, which is the one I'm working on at the moment. And I'm going to stick that sort of centralized just over there. Right, we need some glue. Here it is. And I'm going to get that stuck down. Now, once I started doing this, of course, I started thinking about all sorts of things. And I'm going to show you where my mind was going after this. All right, so we've got that there. And this is a nice, simple one to do. I will then just take my little quilting clips and just hold this acetate in place. You could just glue it down if you don't have a machine. But I am going to go and stitch around it. So I'm just lining it up here nicely in a mo. Now, I have stuck on a little tab. These are also in my add-on kits, I think. For most of my kits, I put those in. So you can use any tab you like. And that's just to get it in and out. Of course, you don't have to put a tab on if you're wanting just a journal card. All right, so I'm going to go and stitch around this. And I'll be back with you in a moment. All right, so you can see without having a glare from the light, I have stitched around the edge. I will say that if you are going to stitch, make your stitch length quite long, longer than normal, because it just prevents making these lots of little holes in a row next to the acetate, which ultimately can tear. So that's my advice there. And as you can see, it's got a nice finish. Then it's just a case of taking your distress ink and then just, you know, getting rid of that white edge from the card, really. I like to do that. And I have also just put a little eyelet in here. Now again, somebody asked me about, and I try to find my video where I did this and I can't remember. Got glue all over me from all the work I've been doing here today. So I'm just going to show you again. I just take my ribbon and I put it through the eyelet and I turn it away from me like that. All right, so I've got the amount that I want to have there, so slightly shorter. Then I just tie a bit of a knot there, right, just like that. I pull it tight, I pull the ears up. I usually join these two together or eyeball it, and then I just cut this at an angle. There we go. And that's as simple as that. All right, so there we go. There's your card. Now, we're going to use this card, as I say, for our project on Tuesday. So hang on to that. Right, I wanted to show you then what you can do if you've got book pages. So I've got this book page. It doesn't matter if it's a plain book page like this or, you know, something like that. I have just cut this out. This is about 6.5 inches by about 3 inches, so the size of a tag. And I'm going to do something here as well. But with this, because it's got nothing on it, I thought I'd add a bit of interest. Now, you can do that in one of two ways. You can either use a stencil. This is the new stencil that I didn't have yet, the Marianne design. I didn't get this off eBay. I mean, off Amazon. I got it off eBay. It's called a mask stencil. And I'm trying to see. It's called Tiny Autumn Leaves. I'm not sure about tiny, but they're definitely autumn leaves. So you can stencil on here, or like I showed you before, the Stampers Anonymous, which I'm keen to use today. This pressed foliage leaves, which I love the skeletal look. Right, so I'm going to use this today, and I'm going to open this up and take this out. Now, this is the kind of acetate that's great to use as well. And it's not acetate, actually. It's polypropylene, or cellophane, as they call it. And then we've got all of these lovely shapes here. So I did try this with my oxides, as I mentioned before. So I'm going to go with some yellows and things. So all I do is I take the oxide. This is the fossilized amber I mentioned, and I'm going to be doing a lot more stamping and stenciling in this journal. All right, so I want to get it probably better to get a piece of paper. Right, so I'm going to do one like this, like that, and look how gorgeous that looks, if you can see. But then you might want to have a piece of paper around, just so that you don't get this onto your board. So if you're wanting to do some at the other side there, so say I want to just get that side of things over there, then you don't have to worry about it going on the board. All right, so that's a nice one there. And then I'm going to just take one of these orange. This is Ripe Persimmon. Love that one too. And I thought I'd go, well, let's go with this longer one. You know, this lovely one. And again, want to just, I'm only going to use a piece of it, not the whole thing actually. But you can overlap them, you know, you can do that. So you've got that on that side, and you might want to use the other side and do it up that end. Now I'm leaving the middle free because we're going to work with that. All right, so I've got those there. I'll go wipe those off later. Let's just put that over there, and then we've got our little piece that'll dry pretty quickly. All right, so there we've already improved an otherwise plain page. And Linda was saying to me, how can I say it's plain? Well, no, it's got no printed image on. So it gives us the opportunity to be creative, Linda. All right, so we've got a nice background there now. And again, I'm just grabbing some of my leaves. And again, I'm going to stick these down. So, you know, we can use book pages again, which are amazing to use. I always think that they give us, you know, such opportunities to bring in our own creativity in so many ways. Gotta love a book page. So I'm going to get these stuck down now. I don't really know what I'm doing. I think I'm going to just shingle them along. So we've got that one. That one's got some nice reds. This is like a lovely oak leaf. And I've got a bit of a Japanese maple. I think that one has been there. And then I don't know what the other one is. I'm not a guru on plants. I wish I knew more about plants, really. But as much as I love the garden and being in the garden and doing gardening, I just don't get time, which is sad, really, because I love a nice garden. But yeah, that's just how it is. You can't do everything, can we? Right, so I think this one's a Japanese maple. I quite like that side, so we'll get this stuck down. Now, yeah, the leaves don't really like to be stuck down, probably because they're a little bit bent, and I took them out of the book that was flattening them, which wasn't a good move, I don't think. I should have left them in there. So yeah, but I can always put this underneath the book, you know, once it's complete. But I think with the acetate that I'm putting on, it's quite a thick acetate layer. It does sort of keep it in place. So I'm not going to worry myself about that too much. Okay, so we've got our last little one here. I'm just going to get that going over like that. All right, so we've got some nice exciting colors and things going on here today. And then again, you can add whatever you want to. You can add butterflies, you can add other fussy cuts. And remember, we were cutting out these. You could make an arrangement with these. So you don't have to use actual leaves. These would look gorgeous as well. You know, I'm going to show you. I mean, and they'll stick down. So that's a plus. And you wouldn't have to put a film over the top. So there we go. Right, so going to use It's Cozy Season. Gosh, isn't it? I'm sitting here with my nice fluffy big hoodie, which is those big hoodies that go to your knees that are made out of like fleecy fabric. I'm going to stick this on here. And then we'll go and I'll show you how I do the cutting out of the acetate. Right, so we'll get that down here again. Here we go. Right, and then it's just a case of taking this acetate. It's on a roll. And then you want to just take your actual piece here. It's too little short, so I'm going to have to do it the other way. So you just want to get this down here, and then you want to I just take my knife. Now I'm just making a mark here with the knife, and I'll do it with my ruler. But you can use a Sharpie pen as well. Right, so I've got it marked off there. Move that over and just cut that out. All right, so I'll do that quickly. It's just a case of joining up the lines here. I'm going to then stitch around it, and then I'll get back to you in a mo. Okay, so there you can see I've just stitched around there, and I've put on a little ribbon through there with an eyelet. So that's another one done. Okay, now on to ones without actually having autumn leaves. If you don't have autumn leaves, there's some options for you as well. And what I was trying to think of earlier just came to me now. Instead of using acetate, you could use two other things if you have them. One is a laminator. If you've got a laminator, and I do have one because I was gifted one by the lovely Helen, And Helen, for the life of me, I've packed it away safely and I couldn't find it today. But you can actually laminate these if you do have a laminator, so that's the other thing. Or as a teacher, I used to use contact plastic. I don't know if you guys have heard of that before, or if it is the same wherever, but it's sticky, clear plastic I used to put onto my textbooks to protect them. You could put that on as well, and that's pre-sticky as well. So there are other options. You don't have to just use the one thing. All right, now, as I said, without using autumn leaves, actual leaves themselves, I have also pulled together 2 other ideas. The first one is use your die cut machine, or if you've got punches, you know, or fussy cuts, that's another one. All right, so I've got my skeleton leaves. I've taken this book page, and because they've got, this is an autumn piece here, but you can use plain book pages and stencil, stamp, do whatever. I just had this scrappy bit and I thought I'd pick up those 3 colors there. So I've got a green one, a peach one, and a gold one. And I thought that would look really lovely just like that. All right, so I'm going to stick those down quickly. And I'll be back with you in a second. All right, so here you can see, excuse all the ink and glue and everything else all over my hands. I've just stuck them down. I've added a little sentiment like we were doing to stress the edges, and then just put in an eyelet and stitched around it. That's just backed onto recycled packaging again. All right, so we getting to get everything together. So there's options. Then one last little option, and I've prepped this card already, is just to take fussy cuts. So here's some fussy cuts. This comes from my Autumn Whispers, one of the background pages. And I'm going to just layer those up on here. Really easy. And like this one here, you don't need to put anything on it because it's just paper and it sticks really well. So that's that. So I've just got 3 little die cuts here, and I cut them out of a whole lot of those 2 pages. I think I've cut a whole lot for use because I like that. So I've just got some here, the different colors of autumn. So these are awesome to use, and it's just a case of sticking them down. So really not hard at all. And autumn is so pretty. I mean, I'm looking at, we've still got all the autumn leaves falling here. Many of them still on the trees. I mean, it's my second favorite season. I absolutely love it. And every day when you walk the dog where we are, lots of gorgeous trees and parklands, and, you know, of course, there are a lot of trees around us. I am very lucky. It's just such a beautiful sight, and I absolutely love it. I love it. It's bliss. So yeah, I have been looking forward to starting this journal with you guys. So I hope you're going to have fun. And the project I have planned for Tuesday, which I've nearly done, I'm very excited to share with you as well. All right, so we've got 3 different colors here stuck down, and that's a sweet little card. Again, just taken a scrap here of a piece, and you can use this for, it doesn't have to be autumn. You could do the same thing with any fussy cuts, even out of magazines, and use your scrappy bits left over, packaging from, you know, anything, and just use copier paper or something, even with a neutral background, just to stick on the back there, you know, and make it a little card like we have now. All right, so that's our little project for today. Very short and sweet, very basic, but sometimes those things are just what we need. So we've got our one here with the leaves, actual leaves, and the acetate stuck onto a background. Another one on book pages, again stuck down with some acetate. Then these 2 don't have any acetate. They are the fussy cut. These are skeleton leaves. This is the Tim Holtz one from on my Amazon tools list, and then this is just the fussy cut leaves from our Autumn Whispers journal, and I'm going to put all of those somewhere in our autumn journal. All right, everyone, I hope that you've thoroughly enjoyed that. I will be bringing you an extra video this week. I think it's going to be on Thursday. I will be doing bits and bobs, showing you the cover of the birds and bees, etc. You know, the decorated front, if there's something to share with you there. The sewing in of that is the same as we do for any journal. So I have attached how to sew into signatures into the birds and bees playlist. But anything that comes up, like Tuesday, where I've made a project already for both the autumn journal, and I did it, I'm going to show you how to make it for the autumn one, and I'll show you how I did it for the birds and bees, which is already made. So yes, I'm excited. We're going to make lots of journals, have lots of fun. So stay tuned and look out for all these new exciting little videos that will be popping in every week. All right, have a great rest of your Sunday. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. That's our next video. Carry on watching. Next week's the last week of the A to Z Christmas challenge, and there are lots of prizes contributed by all the collaborators, so do look out for that. What you need to do to qualify means you need to watch everybody's Christmas challenge video, subscribe to their channel, and leave a comment. All right, so go and do that so that you're in the draw. There's some fantastic prizes up for grabs, and I'd love to hear that one of my lovely subscribers have won something lovely. Okay, I'll leave you, love you and leave you. Look after yourselves, and thank you as always for being amazing, and I'll see you Tuesday. Bye now.